5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Interesting. Welcome to the show. We are proud to present. We have two guests, not just one, but two. Couch and Kristen Couch. Oh, no. Zach and Kristen Couch. Couch.
Thank you.
Say hello to everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Hello. Right.
Yeah. Welcome to the show.
Man,
It's wildly
simmer down.
uninteresting.
Let's just get
Number
past
35.
all this stuff. There have been some things I want to get on the record. Just
Go
out
ahead
of the
and get
gate.
it.
Fuck you and your
No,
record.
no,
We have a process.
This
Let
is
him do the
important.
process.
Fuck
the process is important.
Dan is better than Casey, and Matt is better than Dan.
Why do you do this?
Because fuck you.
Oh.
And now that it's being recorded, it's stuck.
Oh.
It's in the world.
Yeah, Casey sucks.
Casey rules.
Who are we talking
Now
about?
these people, it's Dan Rydell and Casey McCall from Sports Night.
Time.
Oh,
Sports
yeah.
Night. I said Sports Time. I do it every time.
And
I don't do a lot of
And the
sports.
Matt and Dan is from
That's a
Alkaline
TV
Trio.
Oh.
Matt Skiba and Dan Andriano.
Yeah.
Oh.
And Matt is way better than Dan.
Yeah,
Except
but Dan's songs
on-
are so much better.
On the last album, this is true.
Well, I won't listen to it because that's some bullshit.
Dan's songs are so good.
I don't care.
All right.
His songs are
That-
usually good. Matt's just better.
That band
Yeah.
sucks
I
anyway.
agree.
That first stuff is really good. The stuff that she listens to, like new, sucks.
Oh, look at me.
Yeah.
I'm Adam. I'm indie.
I didn't even like it.
No,
I didn't
it's,
like it.
do you know why it sucks? Because it sucks. That's
Yeah,
why.
That's why.
The
All
old
right.
stuff is awesome. The new stuff sucks. End of story. Matt and Dan, you both suck now. All right?
Whoa.
Both of you suck.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I mean, she might have a point there. I mean,
Thank
because Matt really does not fit in Blink at all. It just feels so weird with him in there.
Blink needs to be done. They need to call it
Whoa.
quits.
Unless Tom's there, I don't want to. I don't want any part of
I need
it.
to
Yeah.
get Tom back.
Tom DeLonge's too busy chasing UFOs.
That's right.
You smile about it, but then when he
He's
finds
so
one,
happy.
He's not going to
Yeah,
find...
he's
I think
not
they have
gonna
a
find
piece of
anything.
metal that they keep saying is like from a spaceship, right?
yeah, and the government's looking into it. Don't you worry about it.
Yeah, they're like, I found this piece of metal. I'm going to shoot protons over it, see what happens. I just don't get it. But he is taking a lot of donations.
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
Investments.
Yeah, if you all want to invest, you can.
There's a full-on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you
List of
get in
paperwork.
return for these investments?
It's like
The
you're
truth.
buying stock. You're investing in the goddamn company.
What product is this company making? How does it make a profit?
The truth.
That's what I want to know.
Yeah, the truth.
The truth?
Yeah.
There's profit in the truth, really.
Yeah. You saw how Mulder was living,
Mulder lived in a shithole apartment and watched porn all the
but he had
time.
fish that were well fed.
Oh, there's
Shit.
that.
Aliens exist.
Aliens probably do exist.
Yes.
For people who think that we're the only one in the universe that are around, that's retarded.
I know.
Special needs type of stuff.
And say, don't act like you're not supportive of
I would
Tom
imagine
DeLonge.
at least like half of the retarded kids believe in aliens, though.
Can they understand
Well,
the
yeah,
concept
they're not
of
all
aliens?
too
Spaceman.
stupid.
Oh.
No.
You know, that's what blows me away is that not all of them are handicapped. Like some of them even only have the thing that, what is that? The eyes that makes the eyes.
Couch knows all about them, but
Well,
he doesn't
then-
like them.
What?
It's just simply Down syndrome, though.
Let's hear why Couch
Down
doesn't like
syndrome.
retarded
Eyes.
kids.
Tell us why. You hate her?
I think it's just because the dead look in their eyes. No. And besides, the term is developmentally disabled now.
That
Oh,
doesn't matter.
fuck.
In 10 years, that'll be a faux pas. Yeah.
It's going to
Hey,
have 4 words in it
You need to
instead
quit
of
calling
2.
your friends
It gets bigger and
developmentally
bigger.
disabled. It's insulting.
Yeah. So insensitive.
Yeah.
Well, you never know. Disabled may become very un-PC.
It's supposed to
very
be
possible.
handy-capable, isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't that like a thing?
Look at all this shit that I can do in spite of the fact that my arms don't work and I can't read.
But it's only for this 5-minute video that we're gonna put on Facebook to like
Yeah.
awesome.
I buy things on eBay.
No, it's strange though that they'll accomplish a small task in life and then they blow it up on Facebook stuff. And I get it. I want to be supportive of handicapped people, and I think that's awesome.
It's kind of like whenever you post pictures of us on Instagram.
Yeah.
He
But
said,
being,
yeah.
it's hard to look over there. But I think what my thing is that the burden that they put on society. I'm not trying to be mean, but the burden they put on society is a lot. It outweighs that special thing they did that
Yeah.
normal people do.
I don't care how
That's
much
mean.
joy you bring
I'm
your
probably gonna
shitty
get
parents.
fucked up for that, right?
It's okay. No, it's
I'm gonna
alright.
lose a leg.
If we haven't been like just destroyed for some of the shit we've said thus far, I don't think that's gonna get us destroyed.
No.
We're all
Probably 'cause
right.
nobody.
Pretty much just mom and dad listening.
I just say,
Yeah.
nobody's really watching it. They're just like, fuck this shit.
Well, what's your take on it, Kristen?
Well, I mean, my clients are all people with developmental disabilities, and
Oh,
they have
shit.
like
Yeah.
My
really
bad.
flip over this fucking table.
Oops.
No,
Right.
and they're on such a spectrum. Like I have people that like they're stuck in wheelchairs and essentially kind of in a vegetative state, and then like I have a few
Whoa,
people
whoa,
that are
whoa.
yeah.
No. The
What?
wheelchair and the vegetative state, it seems like you're lumping it into one.
This is one person. Yes.
Okay.
Whoa, whoa,
I was like, hey, they can't walk, therefore they have no brain
No,
function.
it's a little more than that.
Alright.
It's not at all what she said.
That's what I got.
But then I have other people that are on the other end of the spectrum, and they're like, some of them work, some of them go to school, and like one
Yeah.
girl's super smart, and we talk about YouTube and all the drama that goes on there.
Yes, that's awesome.
You know.
YouTube and drama is not indicative of intelligence. Though.
Yeah.
Well, for somebody who's high functioning mentally disabled,
Ooh,
Yeah.
yeah.
so we're
That's
not
fine.
talking
Yeah.
about. Well, I was gonna say you, but you were high functioning
Yeah.
mentally disabled, so maybe we are.
I don't know. He might just be, low functioning, mentally not able.
Yeah.
I'm over here quiet because I feel bad for bringing it up.
We're all adults. It's okay.
We're all adults.
I thought we were doing it with the understanding that we knew what she did.
Yeah. Go
No, I knew that what she does, but I didn't know that her clients were
That's
her
all of them.
patients, or all of I fucked up.
Kristen's sister is developmentally disabled too.
Motherfucker. Son of a bitch.
Dude, that's so great.
I was just poking the bear. You're insensitive.
I was just sitting here waiting for it. I was waiting.
Keep going.
I'm gonna let you finish.
That's awesome.
Somebody should have waved me down.
No, I just wanted to see where you were going.
No,
We like honesty on this podcast.
Yeah.
Not,
I hope
sugarcoating shit.
no. Hey, this is weird to turn around like this,
Get
but
it,
I
bud.
deleted Facebook off my phone.
Yeah, you did.
Very smart move.
I did
Yeah.
it.
Like
I
a
fuck-
boss.
But it was like, because every morning I wake up and that's the first thing I do because I'm bored. I'm like, droggy. And then I'm like reacting to Facebook. So it was like getting rid of an addiction. Like taking Facebook off my phone, it was a very hard thing to do. Because I have it on both phones. So I was like, I'll just delete it off one.
He's got his first relapse planned for 4 days from now.
Yeah.
Have you gotten on the computer to get on, other
Yes.
than for purposes of the podcast and work?
No.
Awesome.
Yeah, I did that picture, but I put that on the podcast Facebook. Yeah.
Well, and stuff like that, like doing things specifically for the podcast, for work, for like the picture, even if it wasn't for anything specific, it was something that you enjoyed. I feel like that's okay. You can do that.
fucking
You're not
hope.
sitting there just scrolling for no fucking reason.
Yeah. Well, that's I fucking felt good about it when I did it, but now I have to get on the laptop. But I think it's because I read this thing. It was like 20 things successful people do, and that was one of them. So I was like, I'll do that.
Fell for the clickbait.
Yeah.
Look at him.
That's right.
That clickbait,
Number
man,
one is don't fall for clickbait.
whatever, dude.
Couch, what do you
that
think
was
of
a good
Facebook?
one.
What do you do on there?
I check it like once every week or 10 days, like 2 weeks. I'm rarely on there
Are you
anymore.
trolling people?
No, I don't
Do
do
you-
what you do.
Do you just? I don't even troll on Facebook.
You should. You should
That's
go
what
back
Twitter's
to it.
for.
Oh, of course.
Do you stalk people that you give a shit about?
No, my wife does.
Do you just scroll for a minute?
My
Like,
wife does.
No, I usually check the notifications. I'm like, all right, I'm out.
Kristen has tagged you in 17 things.
Yes, and it's usually I see them about a week later, and I'm like, okay,
awesome.
I'm done. I mean, mainly I just look at Twitter now, and I don't even post. I just read the stuff other people have posted. I'm like, okay, that's cool. I'm out.
Hell yeah.
I still can't get the hang of Twitter. It's too what is it? I don't know what the word is, but I don't understand
Easy?
it. I don't fucking get it. No, it's not.
Streamlined.
Well, I think too is like I've been looking like how people, how to boost the podcast and how to get famous on YouTube.
What was going on?
And there's like an algorithm to it. Like there's a way to do it, but I don't get how people spend all their time just like focusing. I guess they take it as a job, right?
Well, yeah.
They get on YouTube. I mean, it's a job all day long posting and.
Yeah, some people are lunatics.
Yeah, it seems a little self-absorbed. That's why I have a hard time posting anything because I feel narcissistic when I'm doing it. Like talking about myself or like, hey, that's why I always post about her because I think Facebook requires a little bit of narcissism.
Oh, he's all about you on Facebook.
Hey.
Not no more because you got deleted. No, but yeah, I don't know. It's it goes along with the addiction though. I think people get addicted to that the likes and the
Well, it's,
Right.
it's the addiction aspect, but there's also histrionic personality disorder. I just started reading about the other day, and it's like the it's like, ooh, you're into drama and dumb shit and like being loud and getting attention. Bam,
we got you, son.
we got you. We got a disease for that.
Yeah.
So
Interesting.
that kind of shit.
Oh,
Just
they got a
flourishes.
disease. There's a disease that's related to.
It's a
using-
disorder.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
He
More of a
said
disorder.
disease, and he's a dumbass.
After I said disorder, so once I say it right, I can say it wrong.
No, you can't.
Histrionic.
Because then you make my man say some shit wrong.
Your man needs to learn to listen.
I do.
He's doing the best he can. Come on now.
I'm the fucking PA guy. I've already ruined the podcast with the special needs thing. So
Hey, no,
I don't
but
need to do anymore.
I would like to kind of go back to that for a second because I want to ask you, like, because some people, they find out when they get pregnant if they have, you can still hear that. If, the baby has any kind of, like, special needs or anything. And some choose to terminate and some do not. If you got pregnant and having lived with someone and worked with people, would you choose to terminate or would you go ahead and have the baby? Is that too personal?
No.
Okay.
Answer it anyway.
I feel like we would keep it. I mean, it's going to be hard.
Oh,
But-
Couch doesn't look so certain.
I don't care if it's, mentally capable or mentally disabled. Get rid of it.
He's having a abortion regardless.
Yeah, it's
My man.
I'm still on the no kids train.
It's a financial
me too,
burden.
for sure. But let's just think about it. If you were open to kids,
In a place.
I would probably, I would most likely keep it.
Because at least we have, like, the tools. We know the resources. And
Yeah.
You're better equipped
kind
to
of-
deal with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if it popped out and hated cats, though? Would you
Kill it on
reconsider?
the spot.
Yeah.
I'm putting it back in. It
I
needs to
love
cook
it.
a little
Yeah.
longer.
You delivered that. We're putting you back in.
That's awesome. Thank you
think-
for answering that.
I
I
would say,
appreciate
I
that.
Good
think
answer.
the burden I was talking about is the is the fact that like I've dated girls that had like a disabled aunt and stuff like that, and that disabled aunt had to live with them for 30 years,
Yeah.
40 years until the grandparents still aren't dead, so they're living with she's living with the grandparents. So it comes out like, I don't know, you have to be very prepared. I also have friends that had a disabled child when they were like 17 or something
Yeah.
like that. And I just
rough.
think of that, and I get probably when you're younger it's better because you can adapt and get better, but just the burden, I don't know if can say that I would keep it if they had a test that said, hey, you're going to have a disabled child.
I would
I'd say
not.
that now. though.
Well, Ian is a Nazi, so there's that. But no,
I
sure.
prefer Aryan, but
Yeah.
well, no, I mean, I get what you mean when you say the burden, because it's also a burden on the state as well because of all the stuff, all the things they have set up in regards to
Fuck the
tax
state. They
breaks
got
and
billions.
benefits
Yeah.
that you get from like Medicaid and Medicare. So, I mean, I think the Nazis had a thing where they actually were just terminating, like executing these people because they were such a burden on the state.
well, that was going to
Yeah.
be my platform if I ran in 2020 for president.
That's what I'm saying. Nazi
IQ
Ian.
below 110, dead.
Above 80's fine.
No,
I'd probably
I don't
be
want
dead.
fine.
I might
No.
be dead too.
There are exceptions made. I love you people dearly.
There's going to be one guy at, like, 79 and be like, wait.
No.
Close.
You didn't give me a bite of your chicken.
Damn it.
My love.
What?
It's okay. Nobody hates you.
No.
I don't. Nobody hates you, sir.
No, I was just saying how I got blanked out because I was setting everything up. I forgot about like coming up with something to talk about. So I'm over here just like looking at everybody. Like if I twist these knobs, maybe they won't look at me. So fucking look at me.
Everybody looking at him.
You can
two looked at
participate
me
in
and
the
I was like,
conversation going on.
fuck. Yeah. Oh, did you all ever do your studies about autism?
We're gonna do it next week.
We're doing it next week.
Yeah.
God damn it.
That way we can kind of have whatever. If they have stuff in mind that they want to talk about, we can.
Nice.
Yeah.
So that's getting moved too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you all have that to look forward to listening to next.
I'm looking forward to that.
All right, whatever.
Yeah.
Here we go. We're doing this thing. I read
Oh,
a thing
yeah.
on Google today.
Uh-oh.
All right.
So
there's
it must be true.
No, it is. It's an actual legitimate news story that involves Aaron Sorkin.
Oh, shit.
All right, so there's this broad, Lena something. What
Lena
did I say
Dunham?
earlier?
Waithe.
Lena Waithe.
Lena Waithe,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, so she was talking on this panel or whatever about her influences and shit, and she's like a black lady director person. And
Black lady director person. That's her fucking title.
Worked so hard to get to this.
black lady director
Always
things by.
wanted
What's she made?
No, but I don't know. I didn't go that far into it. But she was talking about her influences, and she says, I studied Sorkin, Spike Lee, and Spike Jonze. And I think,
Okay.
great. All right? But people are pissed.
Why?
She's not black enough. Oh, she likes Sorkin? Oh, that motherfucker. He's a white dude that reads. Spike Jonze? Ooh, he's underground.
Wow.
And they're pissed about this.
Well, they can.
I know they can
we
suck a
just
dick,
go
but that's...
and gas them all? Kill all those people who are mad.
Yeah, we can.
All
them
the
up.
people
Like,
who are mad, kill them.
The article itself at the beginning, it said like what she said, and it was like seemingly innocuous enough or whatever. Did I use that word right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it works.
All right. I thought I did, but then I thought we're talking
Pause
about
for a
gas.
second.
It sounds gaseous. I don't know. All right. But yeah, I was like, it means nothing. It's fine. Here we go. Here are her influences, and then here comes Twitter.
Wow. People
Yeah.
suck so much.
I really don't understand the outrage behind it. What are they so mad about? Like, Spike Jonze is just an interesting guy that takes a different spin on things.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, and Spike Lee makes a lot of culturally relevant movies. Relevant. And Sorkin is a good writer of dialogue. I mean,
Yeah.
what's wrong with that?
Right.
Not a damn thing. It reminded me of whenever Tim Armstrong from Rancid worked with Pink. Mm-hmm. You know? And
Yeah.
everybody was like, oh, you're not fucking punk. And now they're like, oh, you're not fucking black. Because you like Sorkin.
Right. She's like a white guy.
Yeah.
It's so hard to make it on Facebook and YouTube. I guess you just got to put it out there and not worry about people and what the fuck they have to say about everything. Because everybody's going to talk shit about everything. Mm-hmm. It's fun. I think there's like an addiction to that too, where people,
like it.
you get like, it triggers something in the brain where you're like, you know, that's a feel-good sensation when you can talk shit about somebody and down them and make them feel better.
Yeah.
Or
That's
make
true.
you feel better.
I do that on a
That
daily
makes them feel
basis, so you're probably
Yeah.
right.
You're
It
a
does,
piece of
man.
shit.
I'm
You
all
know,
right.
Very much so.
It's just like an addiction, man. Like, I can see that. I've gotten on there before and where I'll talk to her and I'm like, can you fucking believe this shit? And it makes me feel better about me. But in reality, like, what the fuck am I doing, you know?
People so much want I don't think it would matter what you said at all. They just want to talk shit. It's something to do. They can do it, and they're gonna do it, and there are no consequences, so why not do
The
it?
sky is blue. Sometimes.
Right.
Well, it's basically
Can't prove it.
that term that I think Rogan uses a lot called it's just recreational outrage.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I like that.
That's all
Exactly
it really
what
is.
That's so fucking
Indeed.
stupid.
At least it's corralled into one place, though.
Yeah.
Or
That's
5
helpful.
different places.
Adam.
Twitter. Like, anywhere you can put
Fucking-
a comment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People
That's true.
100 different
Yeah,
places.
'cause even if I read like a story on Yahoo, like in the comments, like 4,000, 3,000 of them are outraged.
Yeah, man. Always.
And the
And
others
about
are like,
1,000 of them are just racial slurs.
yeah. They all run together.
Which is
You
kinda
said the same
also
thing as the
outrage.
last guy. They're just saying it.
Yeah.
I do.
It's got nothing to do with anything.
Yeah,
No,
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I'm just mad.
I do kind of like the idea, though. I mean, do you think that eventually, with like publicly people like spouting racial slurs and shit, like they'll become desensitized to it?
No.
No.
It won't happen.
Really?
Well,
Really? That's
see, I
both
don't-
of you said no so quickly.
I know.
I feel
Well,
like yes.
I don't think
Yeah,
that...
Yeah.
my man.
Yeah.
I don't think that people have the balls or the gumption. That's why it's so attracting to do, is because nobody would ever see you. Mm-hmm. It's just like my uncle. Okay, we used to we would go take trips to drop his semi truck off, right? So he would get on the CB radio and talk the dirtiest shit, like about black people, about Mexicans. I mean, just, and if one of them got a hold of him, he'd be done because he couldn't fight that good. He cried every time he drank.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's just like that. Like, you know, anytime people get a chance to talk behind the curtain,
Of course.
they're going to with no regard, but they're not going to do it to your face.
This is kind of fun to see what happens.
Yeah.
Well, and the whole shit of him not being like black enough, like that, or her rather. People say
she's
that.
a man now?
Whatever. Fuck
Just
this
change
bitch.
the gender all you want.
I know. Well,
It's
she's
sex, you
she's
dumb
now
fuck.
a white woman, or a white man rather.
Yeah. Of Mexican descent.
Of Mexican descent. Yeah. The first black lady director person. Okay. Oh, hey, that sounds so much better.
Yeah.
Okay. People want people to fit perfectly, as I always say, into these goddamn boxes perfectly. So if, you know, you're black and you make too much money, you're black and you're going to college, you're black and you're a whatever CEO, you're not really black. Is it not in my eyes, but you know.
It's like, to really be black, you have to be poor and not have a dad.
Yeah, I swear to God, and you must sell drugs.
Yeah.
And otherwise, you've got no fucking credit, no street cred at
It's
all.
like, whoa. Your favorite Ghostbuster better be Winston.
I never thought that ever in my life, but totally.
Hey, the board game, he is the best player.
Yeah, he is pretty damn good. Am I even on?
Oh, shit. Yeah, you're fine.
Cause
Yeah.
you don't hear me at all.
He's not very far away.
Well, it'll all be better once it's
Alright.
taken care of.
It's all good.
But no, I just think that shit is so stupid. You have to be something specific to be considered whatever. It, I don't understand people.
So do you think, like the Asian people are gonna start to like disown poor, like stupid Asians? It's like you have to be successful and be a doctor, or you're
I
out.
feel like it's like that anyway.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, okay.
Well, and then
well then, great.
oh my God, why can't I think Pakistan? I
Yeah,
think
like that's a real place.
I don't. Shut up. I, for the life of me, can't think. I'm trying to think of where this girl is from because her whole family is like they're lawyers, they're doctors, they're all these
right.
super fucking just. I guess it would
Prestigious
be
motherfuckers.
Indian in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then if you're not, you're considered, I don't know, like the black sheep.
Yeah.
I guess is what it would be. So yeah, Asians and Indians. You guys.
You guys will play Asians and Indians? We've all got money.
Yeah.
Well, if you think about it, I mean, not many Indians have money. I mean, there's 750 billion of them in India, and about 75% of them are poor shit.
I can say there are like 750 billion of them, and then I know million or whatever. But
I was like, did I say
There's
billion?
only 8 million people in the or billion people in the world.
750 million.
that we can
All
count.
of
There's
them
too
are
many of
Indian.
them.
There you go. Yes.
Well, there might be 800 million now. for all I
Among
know.
the 750 million, they have $900 million. So that's plenty of money.
Oh, yeah.
$1 a day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
My earphones, just a little.
Whatever. Okay,
Whatever.
how many years have you guys been married?
2.5.
2.5.
Which one was the best year? The first one or this one?
Or the other half.
Or the other half? Yeah. The half, because it was
First year
shorter.
was fun.
Yeah.
Second year
Uh-huh.
was interesting. This half year so far has been all right.
What do you all think about the 7-year itch?
Oh shit.
Because we talked about this on our last
I
vacation.
think it's real, like, because we're technically in our 7th year of being together.
Together.
Yeah.
Which
So-
one of you married down? That's right.
She definitely did.
Good answer.
No. No.
What?
It's true.
But no, yeah, I totally believe in the 7-year itch idea. I mean, because it's like, I mean, it's very easy to, I get bugged by something she does, or I do something that makes her, like, you know, just be like, ugh.
Yeah.
And like the other day, she yelled at me and she was like, "Just get in the goddamn shower." And I was like, "All right."
Yeah,
Wait,
that's
were you running the water and not in it?
No,
You were probably like,
I
I'm
need-
gonna go get in the shower, and kept fucking doing other shit.
I just kept running around the house naked. I mean, I was just.
Well, it was Thanksgiving morning. I was trying to get things together, and he
Yeah.
was outside smoking a cigarette. And I was like, I need help with things that I can't find the poultry seasoning, and everything's going to shit. And you're not coming inside. And then he tries to come inside and like comfort me and be all sweet. And I'm like, get in the goddamn shower.
Very much so,
It's
yes.
perfect.
I'm tired of you looking at your unimpressive dick, and I'm frustrated.
But there's also the thing, like, you know, I mean, every now and then, you know, you still think about like, it's like, it would be, you know, it would be interesting to, you know, like maybe like the thrill idea of sleeping with another person, but
Interesting that you
wanna
say
do that.
person and not woman.
well, but, I mean,
You
Well,
eyeballing
she-
Danner?
Options are open.
No.
Yeah.
options are open.
Speaking for
What's up, baby?
both.
So, all right, yeah. Sorry, continue.
But I mean, the idea is exciting. It's thrilling, but I don't want to hurt her.
Right.
That's mainly it. Like that weighs more heavily than all my wants.
Yeah.
It's not that I desire her more than others. I don't want her sad.
I don't want to put her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
it's-
That means more to me than desiring her more. Like, I would much rather, because I think
Well, I don't even
it's-
necessarily mean like physical desire. I mean like, you know. the
Oh,
whole-
okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say because I almost definitely thinks there are other women more beautiful than I am, because
No.
there are more beautiful women in
Maybe
the world.
hotter, but not more beautiful.
Oh well, that's true, but
Yeah.
hotter. Okay, I'll say
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
The 7-year, I can see it though, because like you said, there's a lot more that pisses me off now than did in the beginning. But we talk about it, and I'm just like, you know what I mean? Like, we
Yeah.
try to be more honest in the later years. In the beginning, it's all movie matinee, like giving you the best of what's around, you know.
Yeah.
But as you get, you know, to the end of it, it's not about the sex and the you know, that meet cute shit in 7 years.
Plus
It's
early
not
on,
fun.
if something irritates you, you're just going to keep quiet because you're still trying to get it wet.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the truth. Yeah, but now it gets to a point where you get all bottled up. You're like, God damn. And then you have to do it. We fucking do it all the time.
You can be as pissed at me as you want. We're still going to fuck. There's a comfort in that.
When we were on vacation, when we were talking about it, I read a little bit about it, and a lot of times they, I think all the, I guess, studies that they did are focused on couples who have kids, because that's where it most often happens, because their kid, I mean, they've spent the first however many years, like, into this kid because it requires it, and then the kid's old enough to do shit on its own, and then they don't know each other anymore.
basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, okay, well, how about I just go over here now, because this person's a bitch, and I can leave this kid.
You guys ever seen The Lobster?
Not yet.
It's your lobster?
I need to. I've heard it's good.
It's great. There's a part where they're talking, like, this lady is all, like, talking about the relationships and stuff, and it's like, and then you find a mate, and then we will put you in a cabin, and if you have relationship troubles, we will give you a child. That usually fixes things.
No, I haven't seen it.
It's awesome. I love that movie.
Shit.
Yeah, I've been meaning to watch it because I heard his, like, the guy who made it, his other movie, The Killing of a Sacred Deer, is pretty good.
Yeah,
too.
dude, I watched the trailer for that the other day.
Nice.
I really want to see that.
I
He's a talented man.
Yeah.
okay, you said,
Speaking of, there's a movie. Oh, they're coming out with a Jumanji 2. Like,
Yeah.
that shit did so good the first time. Now they get a second.
Imagine
What the
that.
fuck?
The
It's-
Rock movie did good money.
Hey,
How can you
Skyscraper did not do good money.
All right.
See, most of his, I think people just watch because it's The Rock. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think he's that good of an actor. I guess he's all right. What am I? I'm not an actor, but
Fuck
I don't
off.
know good
What
and bad.
What have you seen The Rock in that you didn't like him in?
Oh, fuck, man. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I almost feel
Ah,
like he's
good.
kind of the same character and everything. So, of course, he's lovable because
Yeah.
he's this big, buff, like, serious, but also kind of silly guy.
Yeah.
Always. Which
True.
is a great character, but can you do something else?
Well, Jumanji, like, did y'all see the
But I
first-
did not see
Okay,
No.
so
No.
he's not playing himself.
Ooh.
Because
There we
it's
go.
basically the, like, I'll go ahead and tell you the premise of that Jumanji
Yeah, but it's
movie.
Jumanji. Who gives a shit?
Go ahead and tell it.
Okay, well,
Fuck
it's
him.
basically 4 high school kids are, find the Jumanji board game, and it morphs into, or no, somebody else finds it as a board game. It morphs into a video game, and these 4 teenagers start playing the game, and it sucks them in.
Oh,
And
cool.
they're playing their avatars. Like this scrawny little Jewish white kid is The Rock, and
That's awesome.
this big black dude turns out to be little tiny Kevin Hart, and this whatchamacallit, this blonde preppy girl turns into Jack Black.
That's fucking great.
So that's the premise of it. I mean, they're playing different
Okay.
characters.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That is cool.
I think in this new one that
Does Jack Black still do the kind of noises?
well, basically when he screams.
Yeah. Okay.
But no,
Wonderful.
like the new one looks fun because it's basically 2 old people, get into the game, and apparently I think the Rock's avatar is being controlled by Danny DeVito.
Oh, shit.
So it's The Rock acting like Danny DeVito,
Hell yeah.
Wonderful.
and Kevin Hart acting like he's Danny Glover. So
That's beautiful.
I mean, they're fun. I mean, they're good movies.
See, they should sell those movies that way.
Yeah.
They said, "Ooh, it's Jumanji. It's here you go. Here's The Rock. Is this thing?" And then Jack Black's a chick. Great.
It-
Let's hear it.
See, that's what they do in movies now, that they become something that they never were, because Jumanji was such a good movie by itself, like the old one. You've seen it. Yeah. And I love that. But they do that with every movie. They just forget that they've like ran out of ideas, and they're just like, well, fuck it. Let's go back.
Like, actually, the first part of the movie, it sort of deals with that. Like, it's like first part of the movie shows a kid from like 1996. He finds the board game.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm not interested. And the board game morphs itself into a video game, and it's like, oh, it's a video game. I'll play this now. So it's basically, it's not really a remake, it's a continuation.
That's why I like when they continue them.
Yeah.
Because I don't like the ones that they remake and they forget pretty much about the other, and they just remake whatever the fuck
Like,
they
and
want.
that shit was so good in the first place, so leave it alone.
Respect your fucking roots.
Yeah.
It'd be
for
like
real.
redoing Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
That'd be terrible.
That would be horrible.
Yeah, I'd be
They better
pissed.
never do
Fuck
that
that.
shit.
Would you? I bet people would go to watch it.
Unless David Lynch did it, then I'd probably watch
Jesus
it.
Christ.
It would be so awful, it would be.
It would be.
I'm
I would
wondering,
love
The
to
Gump
watch
scene
that.
would take up like half the movie.
with David Lynch, though, I think it takes like a special person to watch David Lynch movies,
Yeah.
because he's so out there that other people, I think, would get bored, because a lot of people want it like in your face, explained, and all that shit, right? That's why they like Jumanji, and it sells and all that shit. Well, David Lynch is like, he makes you think.
Yeah.
And most people don't like to think.
He really makes you think with the 5 minutes of some guy sweeping up the floor. He really makes you think.
It was
with
2
that.
gotta
minutes and
look at the shit in
57
the
seconds.
background.
Yeah.
I didn't even think I'd have to defend
There
David
was
Lynch
nothing
to
going
you.
on in the background. It's
one
just
of,
some
one
dude
of the
sweeping.
Renault brothers.
Oh, yeah. What's he doing?
See?
What's his significance?
He's being filthy.
It's so important.
Bite the bullet,
It's
baby.
bite the bullet, baby.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, God.
Because there's times I catch myself, like, I don't know what the fuck is going on, but, like, that's what's supposed to be going on. Is
Yeah.
You're not supposed to know.
I love
We're
that
right on
feeling.
track.
Yeah, that's normal. I mean, it's what you think is going on. That's
Yeah.
that's his whole vibe. He's like, hey, this is what was in my head. Let me put it on film. And be like,
Yeah.
what do you think this is?
Here, it looks cool. There's cool sound. Figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody.
We were having that conversation like earlier this week. We were talking about Eraserhead, and I said I was just sitting there for an hour and a half going, what the fuck is going on? And then he explained it to me, and I was like, oh, I see it now.
Yeah.
So it's,
Yes.
yeah.
And then you realize that he's wrong too, and
Could be.
move on.
You should have someone else explain it to you and see if their explanation is different, and see if it works in their
Yeah.
explanation too. That'd be awesome.
I mean,
Oh,
there are
that makes
two
sense.
or three of his movies are basically pretty self-explanatory. Like The Elephant Man. I mean, that's
You know,
pretty
the
straightforward.
elephant
The
man.
straight story.
The Straight Story is fantastic. If
man.
you haven't seen it, it's a G-rated David Lynch movie.
It's a Disney movie.
What?
It's a Disney movie, yes. It's about an old man that gets on his like riding mower and goes 500 miles to see his dying brother.
When was this made?
99.
Wow.
It's-
What's it called?
The Straight Story. It's really good. It's really, really good.
Huh. That's
Yeah.
insane.
When I first found out about it, it kind of fucked me up. I was like, what?
The
Lynch
straight
did a
story.
Disney movie?
Yeah, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
I didn't think he did it. I thought he was more of like an indie type of filmmaker, but I guess not, right?
He's both.
Yeah. I feel I want to try that though. We need to get together with like a bunch of cameras and just film whatever comes to mind. Like whatever comes to mind, we'll just get a bunch of wardrobe and set stuff. I have a feeling I have like borderline schizophrenic, and I've told them like I come with them before. Like I feel like because I don't like to do just one thing. I like to play music and every instrument and all that shit. But whenever they're talking, like I have a conversation going on in the back of my head about the conversation I'm having.
Yes.
So the more I look into it, I'm like, well, maybe I'm a little bit schizophrenic because I'll get myself into a deep thought if I'm driving, like a bunch of conversation going on one time I can't hear. I feel like David Lynch has that.
Yeah.
Where he's like, I don't really know. So he just puts all this shit together because it's what's on his mind.
He just wants more whooshing.
Everybody wants the whooshing.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Well, he made a point once. I think he did one of those master classes where you pay X amount of money.
Oh, shit.
And he talks to you about like filmmaking.
I heard there are like 6 episodes and they're like 10 minutes each.
Yeah, pretty much. But one of the episodes is him just watching a scene from The Wizard of Oz and crying.
Oh my God.
Because it's beautiful. Like he's like Wizard of Oz, one of his favorite movies.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
mine too. I love you, David Lynch. I'm sorry I waited so long to watch anything of yours.
But I think one of the points he made was in regards to just think up a scene, file it away, but make sure you write it down.
Yeah.
Once you come up with about 50 of those, you've got a movie.
Really?
That's basically it.
Damn it, man.
Hell yeah.
See, it's
pretty cool.
something I've been getting used to is writing shit down in a thing. And I'll keep it out of bed because I wake up at 1, 2, 3, 4, and I wake up all the time. So why not write down the shit that's in my head? But sometimes I told her, so look, the other night I wake up at like 1 o'clock in the morning and I stayed up for an hour. And the entire time I was awake, I thought about, because we have rush hour traffic in the morning, like crazy. It shuts down this Bardstown Road. And I thought, I was like, what if I walked out in Bardstown Road, right? Stopped traffic, and I blew my brains out. Like all over people's cars and all over the intersection and shit. Like what would happen?
It's just as big a mess as possible.
Yeah.
That's a very nice. Not nice. That's a very interesting.
No, I like it.
It's a very interesting opening scene to a film. Like
Yeah.
what drove this guy to do this?
Because I think about it like...
And never come back to it.
Yes.
Don't even mention it later.
Sorry.
Because that's what I like doing. Like, if I'm in a situation, I like to think, like, if you're talking to me, I'm thinking about, like, fucked up shit and how you would react to it.
Okay.
Like,
We could do about
blowing my
this.
brains out all over your body. You know?
Right.
And then, like, what would happen in the next portion of it? Like, where would life go from there? Or if I killed Sarah.
And couch jerks off your body.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Jerks off with the blood.
Yeah.
But no, I think about weird shit like that. But I thought about it for an entire hour, and I was like, there's something wrong with me. But
No.
there's really
And I
not.
told him he should talk to someone about that.
Well, as long as you don't act on it, you're fine. I mean, you can
Right.
spend the time like basically thinking about what would happen after this, what's going to happen to this person,
Yeah.
or the person that found it, what's going to happen with their life,
Right.
where's their story
Yeah.
going to go?
Yeah. Ain't that crazy?
Are they
That
still
would
going to
be-
get coffee or are they going to switch to Monster
That would
day?
actually be
Monster
very
for
cool if you started a movie out with that and then you just took it down the path of everybody who was
Who witnessed it?
who was impacted by it. It'd be very neat. We need
That's-
to do that shit. That's copyrighted, bitch.
No, that's stuff I think about. But
Copywritten?
I thought I've been weird because when growing up, like I was a quiet kid. I didn't talk to a lot of people, and I was shut away, and I would think about these things in the back of my head, and I always thought
Sounds
something
like
was
you
wrong
were
with
just
me.
kept in a basement.
I did for a little while.
Well,
Little basement kid. I'm like the Harry
Shut
Potter.
away, I dreamt of
Yeah.
the outside.
yes. Hell yeah.
No, that's but I can see like a person like David Lynch and stuff. I guess it's you have to like center that creativity. You have to figure out the method to the madness. Like what in your chaotic mind could be profitable.
Well,
Yeah.
the thing about Lynch is he doesn't care if it's profitable. I
No,
mean, he's
he
just,
doesn't give a fuck.
he does not care whatsoever. I mean, he just puts his art out there and is like, here, this was me.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
part of me. I'm putting it into the world, and there you go. Enjoy. That's it.
Inland Empire is the perfect example. Here's a 3-hour movie that's impenetrable. Buy it or don't. I don't care.
Yeah. And somehow the locomotion fits into it.
Yeah, it's so good.
It'd be hard to find actors and actresses that could work with Lynch because they have to be so weird and awkward and those scenes that last for 15 fucking minutes.
Yeah.
They don't even really have to be weird and awkward. It's just
it could be normal shit.
Yeah, because he just tells them a totally different thought process.
I mean, he gets a lot of people that are just willing to work with him. I mean, in that most recent season of Twin Peaks, The Return, I mean, he got Michael Cera to come out and film like one 3-minute scene. I mean, he got Eddie Vedder to come out and like do a song. 9 Inch Nails was in it for a song. Who else was in that? Like, just seemed kind of weird.
And John Ennis was in it.
John Ennis.
It's sad. It's just crazy, man. I'd like to do it. I think, too, though, you become I become overwhelmed. Like, I'll get all these things in my head, like musically or, something I want to film. And I get two in my head. I'm like, oh, well, I got to do this. And then I have to put that. Then it has to be like this. It has to be a certain way. So then I get too worried about, like, the specifics that I don't ever do it. Like, with the podcast, I was just like, look, you got to just buy a microphone, buy a fucking, get all the stuff in place, and then we'll go from there and see what happens. Mm-hmm. But it took a lot to get that.
And
but
then you did it.
I finally did it, yeah. So eventually we'll make little short clips and shit, and hopefully that turns into something. Mm-hmm. But it's trying to figure out how to piece together all the chaoticness.
Yeah.
So there's a little thing with Twin Peaks where like you had Tom Sizemore, and there was a part where they're doing a scene and like Dougie is all like he's lying, and Tom Sizemore, he wanted to be all like, are you calling me a liar? And Lynch is all like, no, don't stress me. He's like, you calling me a liar?
Yeah.
And it just made all the difference in the world.
Yeah,
crazy,
for sure.
Man.
Hell yeah.
That's awesome.
I'm glad. I bet that David Lynch is glad that we're in a digital age where you don't have to actually film on film. Now you can just let the camera go.
He wasn't
hours.
Immediately, but yeah.
Inland Empire was the thing that changed that for him.
I know. Oh God.
That's awesome.
But we used to film everything when we were growing up, like wrestling.
Yeah.
We would beat the shit out of each other, and then we all did the like jackass shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, everybody did that. I think everybody who had a camera did that, right?
Couch got hit by a car.
Yeah.
Nice.
On camera?
I don't know.
Which one?
I don't think.
No.
I don't think it was.
There was twice. There was one I got hit by my truck and dragged under. That was for a drama project.
Yeah.
Pretty dramatic.
And then the one time where I went through Ingles' windshield, there was no filming for that.
Mm-mm.
I kind of wish there was.
Yeah,
dude.
no shit. I feel like one of the only things from that time that we had on film was the drinking of the milk.
Hell yeah. That was gold.
Film a lot of shit, but that was very good.
There was steak in it.
You can get famous for like drinking milk and puking all over yourself or some shit on Facebook.
Yeah.
People can really make a name for themselves with like the dumbest shit in the world, which is fucking crazy to me.
Well, that shit was back in like 2000. We need to
you
fucking
should-
post it
You should
ASAP.
have been recording that stuff.
Oh, that one is recorded. Well, and then Morgan and I used to film everything that we did, just nonsense shit. And well, I don't have a camera to play my tapes anymore, so
See, but
it
like
doesn't
with
fucking
that,
matter.
I think to post that stuff, it goes back to that narcissistic thing. Or maybe I just talk myself out of everything too much. And I'm like, you don't want to look narcissistic,
It's
so don't do this.
insecurity, yeah.
I don't believe in myself. I'll call it narcissism.
I don't want to call myself insecure.
Yeah,
but I
that's way
definitely am.
better than self-doubt.
But everybody has to have an excuse, man.
Mm-hmm.
I got a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Keep
you
fucking
should
with
just,
me.
Yeah. Just say fuck the excuses and just do what you did with this and just find a starting point. Okay, well, I just need this, and then eventually I'll use it.
Yeah. We're compiling a bunch of shit to like start burning it and film just burning it and throwing shit through it or at it.
And it added around
Burn
it.
it?
Yeah.
Burn it.
We're gonna buy shelving units and couches. Oh, and we might start building
From Goodwill,
like art out in the
Yes.
yard and burn the art.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Calm
Yeah,
down,
man.
Hitler.
I'm thinking about doing it.
Not Jews.
But that's
art.
the actual art. It's the whole installation.
My bad.
You build the thing to set it on fire.
Yeah,
Add
that's
it
its
down
point.
to immortalize it.
We wanted to go to Burning Man in 2020, man. There's something about Burning Man. I think they're like speaking to my soul. Just looking at the pictures, I'm like, I want to fucking go there. because it's this big social experiment, you know.
And they have an orgy pit.
Do they?
Yeah.
See, I've heard that. So there's actually like a whole pit of just like
Well,
dudes
it's a tent.
and girls.
It's a tent, and
Ugh.
basically, yeah, you have to. Men can't go in by themselves. They have to have a woman with them.
That's
Oh,
nice.
could they bring another man?
I guess so, possibly.
So do you
As long
think
as they, I'm guessing if they were a couple.
Yeah.
in that situation? So we're talking about the 7-year age when you go with a person that you've been married to, like say 8-9 years, whatever. Do you think it would be possible for a couple to go in and be like, look, no hose bars, we're going to do whatever while we're at Burning Man, and then when we get back, we're good? They go in and just suck a bunch of dick, eat a bunch of asshole, and then they go back to their normal. How can you go back to normal life after that? You know what I
As long
mean?
as you
It's
have
a-
good communication, I'm sure you should be able to, and as long as you're not insecure in the relationship.
Yeah.
If you're
Doc-
comfortable with your partner, I mean, I don't see why you wouldn't be
Dr.
able to.
Tobias Funke says it won't work.
I think.
Well, he was an anal rapist. Come on.
Oh, damn.
I think too, it's a specific
I
type
know,
of person.
rapist.
That's when you have to be honest with yourself and know your own personal limitations.
Yeah.
And
So,
I mean, if you're going to have a problem with, like, say, if you and Sarah did, if you have a problem with Sarah actually, the idea of Sarah being with someone else, you shouldn't do it
yeah.
Right.
at all.
I really
If
think
you have that one ideal, you probably shouldn't.
I'm telling
Yeah.
you right now,
Put it in
we are
somewhere.
not participating in that.
the only way it would go awry is if the
I'm not
guy
cool with
didn't
it.
get any.
The
Like
guy?
if the wife is just
Oh,
over there
the
getting
wife just-
plowed and the guy's just in the corner, why does nobody want to fuck me?
I'm available.
Yeah.
I'm available.
Oh, fuck.
Hey, but I watch a lot of porn though, right? And then so every now and then I'm like, I want to
Badge
see
of
how
honor.
many dudes can go at like one girl, just to see what happens in the
full-on
situation.
gangbang, yeah.
I've never seen it. Want to see it.
57.
And usually it's always like one dude giving it hell, and then 10 other dudes behind like playing with it, trying to get it to stay up, playing, just slapping it and mushing it and
Mushing
circle
it.
motion.
You
And
haven't
I'm like-
sound like you haven't seen the double vaginal, like, two
No.
guys in the
Well,
same
yeah.
vagina at the same
Yeah.
time?
Oh, fuck.
Or, like the just regular DP action?
I will. Oh, yeah.
God.
That's it.
Yeah.
It just always
Tell us
fucks me
about
up.
your research. What have you found?
Well, I've actually, the most fucked up thing I actually saw like about a month and a half ago, I want to say. Yeah. It was,
Oh, no.
so it was like,
I don't know if
it
I
was,
want to know.
Oh, you want to know?
Maybe.
Because I do.
so it was like, it starts off like it's normal, like, facial scene, dudes beating it, and the girl's like, yeah. But he then, he doesn't aim at her face. He points down, and the camera pans down. He shoots on his stump.
Shut up.
He's an amputee.
Oh, man, I think I've
and then
seen that.
and then the girl, and then he's like, yeah, lick it off that stump, and the girl just
No.
licks it right off his stump.
Right off of it.
I
huh?
kind of thought you were going to say he shoots it on the dog or the cat. Eat it off that animal.
Well, after you go through so much porn, like, don't you have to like come up with some weird shit like that, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, but I'm not really into it. It's
You're
just
not
sort
a
of like,
stunt guy?
it makes me laugh.
Yeah.
It's like,
It
hey,
kills
let's
the
watch this
mood.
messed up shit.
It's like, like watching like Two Girls, One Cup. Like, it's
Yeah.
hilarious. It makes
Yeah.
me like chuckle so much. But I'm not sitting there and be like, yeah, eat that shit, girl.
Right, yeah.
Make out with it in your mouth. Swap it back and forth.
With your,
Yeah.
in your mouth.
swapping it wrong.
Yes.
Do it again.
That's why I got so many of those little X's on the back of my fucking iPhone. And I told her, I was like, it's not even that I like look at it. It's that some of the shit, I just want to see what all they can put in there. Like, fuck it. I just want to see. I think it's insightful.
Yes.
Insightful.
The shit that people come up with, I don't get how it continues. Oh, God.
I'm sorry. I'm still stuck on you swapping it wrong.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Did you have drink in your mouth that whole time? Oh, shit.
Oh, that's good stuff.
I
Oh man, I
wonder,
didn't
though,
wash off the jalapenos. Damn, that sucks. Oh,
That's so much better.
Should we get you a
I'm
wet
good,
washcloth?
I'm good.
Okay. I just
good.
would like to be involved in the writing process for stuff like that. I want to know if they're doing it like seriously, if they're like, man,
true.
I've been wanting to see this shit. We're doing it. Or
This
if
is
they're
my
like,
lifelong dream.
right. Or are they just like, well, let's see how it goes?
Right.
I need to
Or
know.
they just throwing shit at a wall, see what sticks.
Yes, yeah. Well,
It's like if the people from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia were in the porn, that's how it'd be. They're just in a room like, what fucked up shit can we come up with this?
yeah.
week? And then they do it.
I mean, the
And they
McCoyles
do
get pretty
it.
close.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They're
There's no
weirdos.
way though that I could be a porn guy because they said I read a
Porn
thing,
guy.
an article about it, and they were like, it's not like having sex.
No, it's a
It's
job.
like being told to get it up, put it down, get it
Yeah.
up, put it down, get it.
Yep.
I'm like, that's demanding.
Yeah.
I had one girl one time
That's
be
why they're
like,
studs.
I said, "Yo, can we fuck?" And she was like, "Yep," and it went away. And I was like, "It's because she told me I could."
Yeah.
And I was like, "So no, there's no way I'm gonna have a director in my face like you got to do. There's no way, man."
Get it up.
Well, it's also being able to come on demand too.
Yeah,
like
you gotta
that's,
do it.
It's like, you need to go. Like, yeah, it's like, okay,
Fuck
I need
outta
you to
here.
go for 10 minutes, and then you need to come right then
See,
and there.
that would piss
that's
me off. I'd be like,
ridiculous.
just
Stop
stop
fucking back.
filming, and when I'm about to blow it, I'll tell you.
Yeah,
And you can
seriously.
Get the cameras back on. You're a shitty director, buddy.
Or what? Like they can't edit? I mean,
know.
clip it and put it together.
My grandfather never edited a day in his life. I'll be damned if I'm gonna start.
What about if David Lynch was a
Oh, Jesus.
Porn
porn
director?
director?
Oh.
Yeah.
I
That'd be
there's
good
some,
sound design.
There's some scenes in Lost Highway that are very that seem almost pornographic. I mean, it just doesn't show penetration.
Damn it, man.
Yo,
Well,
it's
Lost
true.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
Some
Lost Highway
erotic
is weird.
delight.
I feel like it would just be a lot of random shit. It would be like a solid red room, like one curtain,
Yeah.
a bed that they're not doing it on,
Yeah.
and then
They're doing it on the ceiling.
yes,
Nah.
and then like a lamp.
It's more like Patricia Arquette just sitting there, and then Twiggy and Marilyn Manson come up and are just sort of like making out with her, and they make
Yeah.
out with each other, and that's exactly what it
And
And
is.
then,
Yeah.
and then doesn't Manson die or something?
I think in the porno,
In
the
that
middle
they're showing,
of it?
yeah,
Uh,
it's fucked up.
That's exactly what it. Yep, that makes sense. Perfect.
It's good stuff.
It is. It's good stuff.
It's fucking silly.
But yeah, check out Lost Highway. It's fun.
Oh, is that?
That's the name of the movie, Lost Highway.
No, I'm saying that was your point.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it
We
has,
started
it has,
with Burning Man, moved to porn, and then watched Lost Highway.
Henry Rollins is like a prison guard
Yes.
guy in it.
It's awesome.
Gary Busey's in it too.
Hell yeah.
Gary fucking Busey.
Gary
I didn't even
Busey.
think he's around anymore.
Oh yeah, he's on Cameo now.
Does he do a lot of shit still? That's
No,
crazy.
but
to me.
no, he's just basically
No.
he'll charge you $400 to deliver a message to someone.
Wow.
That is pretty cool.
That's what I was
If I
telling
had
him.
$400.
You like when in the music industry,
We'll give
even
it to
if
you.
like the film industry, right? You only have to have one amazing hit. Like say I was in Pulp Fiction, I was a main character in Pulp Fiction. That's all you have to do the rest of your life, because you can technically, I could probably maintain what we have here
Right.
off those checks. You know what I mean? Eventually it would run out.
Yeah.
But the initial, you put that up in the bank and then just pay everything off royalties. So if one day, you just hit and you have like a CD hit or something, like a song, single. That's what I was looking for.
Single.
A single hit, like you'd never have to work again. Fucking Cherry Pie, I'm sure it still makes royalty money.
Yeah, as long as you don't buy a house that's got 27 rooms, 15 floors, and a pink helicopter, you're good.
Exactly.
Motherfuckers would just live normal.
So,
Cops are always looking for the pink helicopters.
Not always.
so I was trying to research something, and I got see what you all think.
Okay.
What age do you think is the cutoff for like getting famous at something? Like anything. Let's say YouTube, music, film, any of that. Like what
Yeah.
age do you look at yourself and just say, you know what? It's time to just like give into life and fucking just go do something normal.
There's really no cutoff because, I mean, you think about it, somebody like, here's the perfect example, Harlan Sanders, Colonel Sanders. I
Yeah.
mean, he didn't get big until he was like 60.
60, yeah.
And he
62.
died when he was like 70 or something. I mean, so he only got to enjoy his riches for about like 5 years.
Made
Yeah.
as rich as slang and chicken.
Because, I mean, do you all actually like enjoy, do you wake up in the morning and you're like, dude, I love it, internally love going to my job. Do y'all do that? Is that something y'all do?
Depends on the day. Like, there are some clients, like, we have good conversation. There are some clients where they got a little tougher situation going on. And then
What kind of situation do you enjoy more? Do you like the easy stuff or like the fucked up shit?
I have one client where she's such a hot mess, but now at this point she's my hot mess. And so
You're invested
she's
now.
she's always got good stories.
Alright.
But like there's some days where it's just paperwork all day and I'm like I don't want to do
Yeah,
this.
Fucking paperwork sucks.
It's like the life of a cop.
Yeah.
They want to go out and bust people and like shoot up places, but then it's paperwork day and
God
like,
damn it, I gotta write this up.
I want to
Paperwork
surrogate.
day.
Every day of my life is paperwork day.
Uh,
Constant paperwork.
I think that's a lot of what I fucking hate, though, is I like doing my job, but I hate having to deal with the people. I like doing electric, and I like what electric gives to the world and what you can do to manipulate it. But I don't truly love dealing with people and going in and dealing with their problem and if they're not satisfied enough.
Mr.
Or if I didn't say,
Electrician, my shoes don't fit.
yeah, shit makes me want to blow. Maybe that's why I woke up the other night fucking dreaming about that, because I thought about like going back to a company, like what that would be like, and I would fucking kill myself.
Yeah,
I would
be
kill
terrible.
myself.
At
Mark my
least
words.
Mark my words.
Kill myself.
At least it's a luxury, essentially. We can pick the jobs that he does. He can say no to any job he wants. If you're an asshole, he's going to say no.
Right.
It doesn't matter how quick and easy it would be or how much the money is. Doesn't matter. If you're an asshole, no.
Yeah.
It's not worth it.
No, and that's why I was asking, because I want to know. I don't think a lot of people love what they do, but chasing after like a passion or something that's on your mind, I think comes with a lot of roadblocks. And you have to make money, but how do you make money and do something you truly fucking love?
Couch sells drugs on the side.
That's what you should do. That's right. I think that's why a lot of so a lot of where the depression comes from and shit like that, and the world tells us we have depression. I think that's another thing.
Yeah.
I don't really think depression and anxiety and all that are super. I don't know. I
don't think they're as prominent as.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think there are people with those issues.
Everybody's depressed.
Yeah, but I don't
Yeah.
think. I think there was a study done where.
You mean like
they
they
did that. I don't know,
exist, but it's
I can't say.
overdiagnosed.
Absolutely.
Overdiagnosed is what
Okay.
I'm looking for. Yeah.
Well, and people say all the time, "Oh, I have anxiety." No, you're nervous.
Yeah.
Nervousness
You just
and
don't handle it
anxiety
well.
are not the same thing. And so many people hear the word anxiety and they're like, "That's what it is."
That's what I have.
That's what I
Anxiety
have.
is like
I have an
debilitating.
excuse now.
Yeah, exactly. So it's certainly overdiagnosed. But being told this is how you are, this is what you should do, and constant like medication ads and all this shit, yeah, there's a lot of people who are not what they're told they are.
So I'm always sticking my foot in my mouth. One of y'all are on depression medication, aren't you?
Yes.
Son of a bitch.
It would have to be
But
her
no,
living with him.
You didn't say there's anything wrong with it. You're saying it's
Oh.
overdiagnosed, and it
Overdiagnosed.
absolutely is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we looked up the ADHD. There was an article come out said that the prescription companies came up with the drug to combat ADHD, but ADHD technically was a made up diagnosis. Like it was created. There's no way to truly physically look and see if they have ADHD.
Or is there?
I'm telling you, man.
And there's,
Oh, I don't know. I was just hoping maybe one of them could
No,
yell
there's
about
not.
something.
ADHD.
Okay,
I
fine.
mean, all diagnoses have like a set of, okay, well, you have to have like 4 of these 7 or however many.
Right.
But
For an extended period of time.
yes, yeah, and it has to have so much of an impact on your life. But you know, just because you're a shithead kid doesn't mean that you have ADHD. It means your
Right.
parents don't know how to fucking discipline you, or don't try at all.
Imagine all those
Badass.
kids, man. Like, you know what I mean? Imagine you just being a kid. Like, I'm sure my mom wanted to put me on that because I was terrible in school. I'm constantly everywhere. Every week I was doing something new because I couldn't fucking pay attention to one fucking thing. But I'm sure she would have put me on it. She never did.
Mm-hmm.
But they said, though, that was a created thing for the ADHD was a created diagnosis. Like
Yeah.
they just
If you had like a super special needs kid Could you just give them like ADHD medicine and like zombie them out, and then they'd be easier to take care of?
Do you know what ADHD medicine is?
I was going to say, because if you don't have ADHD, it doesn't work right. Because it's a stimulant.
Well, what if you double up?
Yeah, it's amphetamine.
Great, so you put them outside.
No, because it wouldn't do anything. It would just make them all sped up and crazy.
You just run
Well, I
out
was
into the
just
street,
thinking
get
in
hit by a
terms
car,
that
and then your problems
it
are
slows
over.
me
Right,
down, so I
yeah.
figured it would do that for a kid.
I mean, allegedly, that's for someone who does have ADHD. It's supposed to slow them down and make them be able to focus on one
They
thing.
can actually
Allegedly.
do shit. Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
Allegedly.
yes,
Keyword.
exactly.
I can see it though because I
Look
like
at you
doing,
using our word.
I love that word. I've been using it since South Park with the Michael Jackson episode.
Allegedly.
when it comes to like cocaine and meth and because Adderall is pretty much just a legal
Yeah.
methamphetamine.
Adderall
Like,
didn't
yeah.
do anything for me because I remember taking it once with you, and I was just like,
That's what I told him. Anytime I did any of those things, I sat back and listened to music or
Yeah,
would like make jewelry or
I could go to sleep on all that shit.
Yeah, me too.
like
I don't
we
know.
you had a
Rap.
notebook out and everything.
Uh-huh.
We're like, all right, we're gonna write down everything we talk about. And it was
Yeah.
just like, yeah, we went to sleep.
Damn
Just
it,
fell
man.
asleep, listened to some music for a while, and then just okay.
That's the one story I love to tell, man. The first time I ever met you or her, I came over to hang out. I had just gotten out of jail. It was like a day after jail.
Yeah.
And I come over, but I was trying to like make an impression on her. And you all brought this bong that I had to put in between my feet.
My big old beautiful.
You remember that
bong.
one?
Uh-huh.
And you were like, I was
Alleged
hitting it.
bong.
She was lighting it for me, and I was hitting it, and I had the whole thing filled up, and I was like, I'm just gonna hit it as hard as I can to show off a little bit. And like the moment it touched my lips, y'all were like, don't hit it that hard, and I'd already hit it that hard, and I couldn't talk, I couldn't move, I couldn't do anything. I was like, holy fuck, man.
Yeah, shit.
I never
Mind
did that
you,
again.
He can't smoke weed. It does not work for him. Never has.
Like regular
It's
weed
just-
fucks me up off like one hit, and I took that huge hit out of y'all's, and I made myself look like an idiot. I did that in Nashville too on our what is it? Bachelor party. I had fucked up and I hit a little bit of weed. I was like, oh, this is gonna be so cool. I haven't done it in a long time. And I ended up like these two girls were sitting at a table. We were in a hostel. You ever been to a hostel? They're fucking awesome. So we're sitting there and there's two girls there and I felt like a rapist because we were playing cards. My buddy's talking to them and all I could be, I was like, yeah, it's pretty cool. Like I was saying the dumbest shit to him, and I was like, I know. All I could think was like, I know they think I'm a rapist because I was a random guy sitting at the table talking to him, and I couldn't even spell my own name, man. One hit. That's all it takes for me. There's something wrong
so
with that.
funny.
No, there's nothing wrong. You,
You can't
you don't
spell
have a
your name,
tolerance.
so you turn to rape.
Fucks me.
Raping.
Like, I don't really. I used to smoke all the time. Like,
Yeah.
whenever me and Sarah lived together, it was every day.
Yeah.
Every day we smoked weed. And
Hell yeah.
now it's like, I think the last time I did it was like about a month and a half ago. And this fucking floored me.
Yeah.
I was
And
like
that was
one or
in
two
California,
Done
right?
for.
hits. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, it was Nevada.
Oh, right.
Oh, you're
said
fucking
it
around?
right.
Do you go to California?
No.
He's joking because it's
Just for
legal there.
legality.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did you have a
Snitch
time?
motherfucker.
Sometimes, I mean, after
time?
January,
7:30?
January 1st, you can go to Illinois.
Oh, I've seen that. That's fucking amazing. We should all drive up to Chicago and fucking just to do it.
And
if it's
fucking.
legal, why not fucking do it?
If
Try
that's
it
the
with me.
case, I'm cool with calling it Illinois now because they got that loud.
You're so stupid.
That's Illinois, but they're federally they
Yeah.
passed, which I know it still has to go through Senate, I think, or is it state Senate and
It's,
stuff like
yeah,
that.
it's going through Senate.
Or Senate, whatever. But they did pass it on a certain level federally. The bill, not
It's in the
actual-
it's in the Senate
works.
now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not going to pass the Senate.
You don't
You
think?
don't
Through
know.
the house, now it's all
It's not going to pass the Senate.
You don't know.
Mitch McConnell will not let that pass the Senate.
Fuck
Nah,
him.
it won't.
No, he won't.
I don't
Couch
see
knows
that.
politics for some reason.
I think
Because
if
Couch
it,
knows everything.
I do not know everything.
You know,
Politics
a
and
lot of things.
boxing.
Yeah.
Inbox.
I think that goes back. You said a lot about a lot about a lot.
of things.
Yeah.
a little about
I wish that when I was growing up that I could have learned one thing and been super fucking good at that. But I was too busy like, I don't want to do this no
Everything.
more. Now I know a lot about a lot. No, a little about a
little
lot. And I'm not a professional at nothing because
You're a professional electrician.
I'm a
You're a
professional.
master.
You're a master electrician.
stupid.
Oh,
You're
yeah,
a
that.
master
You're a goddamn master, sir.
Now you're an master electrician.
Quit diminishing things.
Yeah.
Yes.
security guard.
I know. No, that's narcissism. You're so narcissistic.
I'm so narcissistic.
Actually,
No, man.
speaking of you as an electrician, I actually wanted to know because like some of the episodes I've listened to, you talk about the whole idea of like getting the land and like basically growing your own food, taking care of yourself.
Yeah.
Would you like? I've had the sort of similar idea, like basically setting up sort of like a commune.
Ooh, yeah.
But basically
Speaking my
multiple
language.
like
There's a
multiple
red
people.
flag. Couch running a commune.
I don't want to run it. I just want to live there and not have to do any of the chores.
Okay. So you'll be like the shadow government of the commune.
Basically. But no, like in regards to you being an electrician, do you want to design like the electrical grid for the neighborhood and whatnot? Is that what you, like what you're really interested in, instead of just basically fixing random people's jobs?
Yeah.
Basically putting
that'd
some
be
art
nice,
into it.
to actually put some effort into the art side of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be
Damn,
awesome.
that's a badass idea.
Yeah, because you could run little small trailers. If you had a bunch of small trailers in it, you could run that off of just solar panels, depending on where it was. But you could do that and wind turbines and all that shit. The land, though, that whole ideal, like I could self-sustaining. Is that what
Yep.
we could do that, but the land is just to get away from the world. Like if I pay it, all we have to do is pay taxes.
Right,
So
right.
we just make a little bit of money.
Yeah.
Like hell yeah, if you could do that, you wouldn't have to deal with the city.
Right.
But I feel like that you would get thrown off your land eventually because you're not paying anything to the state. The state's going to be like, we're not going to have that. And they're going to
Just
kick
get a
you
rocket
off.
launcher.
Yeah.
Just blow them up as soon as they
Yeah.
try to walk on your property.
Yeah, that
I
happened.
pay
in
my taxes.
That happened in Waco. That didn't work out too well.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they didn't have to pay taxes anymore.
No, because they're all dead.
I want to.
That's the ultimate goal.
I know.
That's the Pools Place that we talk about sometimes, which I mean, it's like that's how the world should be. Pools Place, like they're self-sustaining, they take care of each other, but I don't believe that they have anything electrically. I don't think they have solar panels or none of that, candlelight stuff like that. But I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that.
I don't think they do.
Yeah. But if you spent,
It's
you
just
know,
legit in the middle of the woods.
yeah.
So I don't think they do.
I guarantee you, though, you wouldn't be able to have like AC for every person on the thing. So you would have to do just lights and a little bit of power. You know, you might be able to hook up a fan and stuff, but I think that you could have a whole energy station on the land that could create enough energy for just the people that are on the land. But
Can we do this in Canada so we don't need AC?
yeah, dude, Canada is a big one. Pools Place overlooks Canada.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oregon, I'm gonna have to look it
I
up.
think it. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it does.
But it overlooks Canada, overlooks whatever river that is.
Canada River.
But yeah, man,
It's
Canada
not a
would
thing.
be all right. But the winters are fucking terrible. Dude, I fucking do not want to get snowed in nowhere.
Hey, if you've got everything you need,
Yeah, who gives a
Who
fuck if
cares?
you get snowed in?
Yeah.
Can't
I
have
mean,
food, you just chill.
Put on a fire,
I
make
mean,
some
if you're
love.
self-sustaining, you can your own vegetables and whatnot. You have your meat frozen.
Yeah.
If you have enough electricity to power freezers, that is. I mean, you'd be fine. I mean, you could have like basically a wood-burning stove and be set.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That would do a lot. We had a wood burning stove in this place, and they took it out to put the HVAC system in. But I'm down with that. Anything that gets you away from spending money to the fucking state, I'm okay with, because they put taxes on absolutely everything.
Would you be less against paying taxes in Canada since they're kind of a better country?
Better country. I don't know. I'm not against America in the dream that they put out there, right? I'm okay with the American dream.
Yeah, the dream's great, but the reality.
But the reality, the reality is a little fucked.
What's the
I'm not
Canadian
even-
dream?
Get drunk. I'm not even against paying taxes. I'm against being fucking charged for every fucking thing we do. Constantly. Forever. Everything.
Everything.
Oh my God.
So people looking to start a business, we've learned that there's a reason why employees, they don't give out raises all the time. Like, there's a reason why pay doesn't exceed $20 an hour, because every job we go to, there's a tax for that. They take a portion of the job. Every county, the state, and the city you live in, they all take a portion of your money.
We live in Taylorsville, but we're in Bullitt County. So we have to pay Taylorsville and also Bullitt County just for existing.
And Kentucky.
And then every time we do work somewhere, we have to pay their county. And then we have to pay state taxes. We had federal shit that we had to pay towards for the federal tax ID, which we have to do every year. We have to pay everybody constantly.
Yeah. Sounds like some tribute shit to me.
Except Crestwood. They don't charge you. You don't have to pay Crestwood to work there.
I would say, though, that if you're looking to start, if you're at a company and you're pissed off, like they're not paying you or whatever, if you got benefits and a pretty decent pay and shit, I wouldn't complain too much because if I had to hire somebody, I'd probably fucking go broke because trying to pay them and all of the taxes and fees that come with. They take a portion of your money for making money. That's what the tax is for. You made money, I want some of it. I'm taking it.
And just think, that money that you're getting paid from the person, they had to pay taxes on that money too.
Yeah.
Wow, dude. It's insane.
Always on the take.
That's my thing. And that's why it's so hard to go from, so you have a bunch of people in a society that are your slave labor. And I only say that, I say that kind of freely, and that's fucked up, but not slaves, but it's slave labor is what it comes down to.
That's
you pay them a very minimal amount, and then they do it.
Yeah, it's cheap as fuck work.
Yeah, all your employees in that state pay the taxes for the higher ups in that state. So if you're the, I don't know, if you're the governor, let's say that, you're not going to pay the same taxes as like me and her because we're at the bottom of the barrel. The further you go up, the less you can bend on your the tax deductions. I'm stuttering over here. Stuttering. But people get so mad at that, like Amazon not paying in, any taxes and shit. Well, they did pay taxes. All their employees paid all the taxes for that company.
Right.
Jeff Bezos don't have to do that. He doesn't, he's already paid them off your back.
Yeah.
So
see, there's ways around that stuff, like using your money in a different way. We could do it. We could avoid paying taxes by doing shit a different way.
He got out of paying personal taxes by donating like so many millions.
Yeah. I mean, what was his salary for the year? I mean, what does he pay himself?
I don't know. Who gives a fuck?
I mean, he may only pay himself $1.
Well,
and then
the thing was like,
just use the company
he
account?
donated like 98 million or some shit like that, and it was to avoid paying like 7 billion or some shit in taxes.
Well, I'm okay with that, though, because now that I see it, and we're still at pretty much at the bottom of the barrel. We just started this little company, blah, 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 and we're trying to work up. But it's hard to get from that slave labor, like, going at it, like people who work in a warehouse.
It's like Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
The people that work at your warehouse, I don't know what the actual company is.
I don't either.
But whoever runs that company probably don't pay the tax because all the people that are within that company pay that tax for them. So what I'm saying is it's hard to get from the slave labor down here at the bottom of the barrel to the very top. You might not only, it might take you your entire life. You might not do it. So you got to think about that. Like, do you want to spend life fucking like on the grind trying to not pay fucking taxes? It's just, life
Couch looks like he likes it. He likes the grind.
Who's our guy? Alan Watts is life is suffering, or that's another
Jordan
philosopher.
Peterson.
Yeah, but life is suffering, and it is. Everything in life is suffering. It's different versions of suffering.
Hell
Well,
yeah.
it kind of should be. I mean,
What do you mean it should be?
without
What kind of
any
shit is that?
suffering or challenges. I mean, if you don't have any of that, then what's the point?
Well, there's
Yes, so
if
simmer
everything's
down.
if everything's just really easy and it's just all
suffering,
happiness.
what?
It's the same thing.
No.
Just
It can
one.
be.
Yeah, it's absolutely the same thing.
I can see that.
Make
though.
a new dinner challenge. I'm stabbing you in the arm with a knife. Suffering.
Also a challenge. I have to overcome being stabbed in physical therapy and being able to
Miss
get
Silverline.
back to
everybody.
it. Yeah. Thank you.
Fuck all of
Point
you.
woman.
Yeah.
That's I can see that though, like because you have to go through the suffering to enjoy the actual those little good moments. That's like I went from being 250 fucking pounds and all ripped and stuff, and I hurt it was one thing after another, and then we get hit by a truck, and it's one thing, and it's like, when will life fucking give in? Like when will it fucking give up? You know what I mean? I think a lot of people though, they get wrapped up into that's where a lot of that depression comes from, where you're not like born with depression. You kind of accumulated during life.
Situational depression.
Yeah, and every time we go like to a new person, it's like, oh, you lost weight, and some people would enjoy that fact, and it's like, no, dude, it pisses me off because it's what, a 2-year period, and it feels like just nothing but a downhill like shitstorm, you know. But I guess you got to go through that. Yeah. But not even that.
But people don't even see it as that, though. They see it as he's not big as fuck, so
sick?
Yeah, he's sick or on drugs.
Yeah, but are you healthy?
I think so.
Well, then you're fine.
Yeah.
Every time I go to the doctor, they're like, "Oh, you're all right."
Yeah.
Yeah.
My high
you're
blood
good.
pressure, none of that.
Yeah, you're good then.
But
Give me your money.
I think though, like that's what I was saying about life. Just can you give in a little bit? So then I won't. You wouldn't know how good the good is if you don't go through like a bad period.
Exactly.
Like I wouldn't know what a good relationship is if I didn't go through all the shitty ones that were before. So I can see that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of okay with that.
Yeah.
So
Is this going to lead into Adam Hates Women segment?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
No, I can't.
Adam
I would
hates
say
women.
I can't this week because I had and this goes back to the whole life thing. Look, this is how life goes. All right, I can't because somebody I base a lot of that anger towards because she really just made me insecure. She built onto the insecurity. She fucking died of cancer.
Yes,
No.
that's what I was hoping for.
Dude, this shit, it took over. She was fucking
sucks.
27.
Yeah.
Can you imagine, like, going down at 27? So
She's Hendrix,
within
man.
a year. Within a
Right.
year, dude, you go down, like, what kind of fucking life is that?
That sucks.
You've been trying to make it work and figure out life. You're not even an adult yet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're still, youth. You're still in your youth.
Yeah.
You're 29.
You're still very fucking young.
Yeah. And then cancer. So I'm taking a break this week. I'm not going to fucking shit on women because that one, man,
and-
hit me
yeah,
hard.
let's take it a different route because
It did hit me hard.
I had
In the heart.
worked with her, and of all the people on the planet, I dislike her more than anybody.
And she fucking cried when
And now you have to
found
move
Yeah, it
on
made
to
me
another
cry.
one.
Well, and when she started working she didn't work there at the end or anything, but I went to, of course, my boss and told her about the situation and just here's this in case anything occurs, you know why.
Right.
And she asked me, like, well, would you want to be judged on how you were at the age of 19?
That's actually a point I was going to get into
Yes.
because I was wanting to ask, like, the women who fucked him over, how old were they when
Right.
they did this?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, everybody is an idiot pre-25.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
for sure.
It's like about 25 you start to really understand what's and have
shit.
more
At
empathy.
25, I don't want to be judged for the shit I did at 25 either.
I'm thinking I'm
Right.
36. I'm still an idiot.
Yeah.
Well,
I think that's the joy, though. The joy of
I
not
just choose to ignore it.
being in a relationship where you don't want to have a kid. Because if I had a kid, right, my parents were 25 when I was 1, right? So I think about that. And like I'm going after the wreck, it like changed my entire outlook. I'm like, fuck the world. There's a lot that's been going on, and mentally speaking, I'm not all there. And if I had a kid, it'd be 10 times worse because I have this what is that called? Responsibility.
yeah. Yeah.
And
What's that thing I don't have? I
Yeah.
have responsibility. Okay.
I don't know if I could fucking really do it and not resent the shit out of this kid that's holding me down. Because right now, like I want to build art in the yard and burn it. Like that's what
Right.
So it comes back to that.
Labia.
Yeah.
Labia?
Labia?
That thing that he doesn't have.
Oh.
Yeah.
Come
little
on.
late on
You
that
were
one.
late. Yeah.
Late.
Jesus Christ.
A wizard is never late.
Yeah. Yeah. Or whatever.
No, I don't know, but that's I think about like 27, and we've talked about that because after the wreck, it really dawned on me that aneurysm, cancer, fucking car wreck, blah blah blah. You could die any fucking second. So why would you spend any amount of time doing anything you don't want to do?
Right.
You know. But see, I'm still insecure because if I think about that, I'm like, I'm gonna put a video out. I'm just gonna shake my dick at the camera, and then I talk myself out of it. Like, no, you don't want to fucking do that because you're insecure.
Yeah.
Now get a really, really tight Speedo and just go for it, man.
Go
That's
for it.
right.
So that's the thing, though. Like overcoming that insecurity is fucked up. But yeah, dying at 27 from cancer, dude. A year in, that's crazy.
This has been a segment called Adam Pays Tribute to
Pays
Women.
tribute to one that fucked me up. But no, you're right though. That young, it never dawned on me that I was young like that, because I felt like I was older, mentally speaking. You know, I'm like, fuck, we do grown folks business.
Yeah.
And but
I got my own place.
man.
I pay for shit.
I read the paper and I cut back on my gravy intake.
Yeah. I think about 20 when I was 19, 20 and shit. I was running amok. Clearly,
Heathen.
as prison got a hold
Fucking
of me.
heathen. Yeah.
Hell,
Heathen ass motherfucker.
when I was 21, I was talking Ian into making a jizz sock for someone.
That's
yeah,
right.
dude.
I
That was
swear,
so
I
good.
thought about that jizz sock probably a month ago, and it just made me laugh
What's up with the jizz sock? What do you just come inside of it?
for a very long period of time.
Yeah, I had it going for about a month. Mm-hmm. And I put it in a Ziploc bag. And
Get the fuck out of here. I get it. Stop.
It smelled so foul.
Oh, shit.
Good stuff, man.
And then he put it in Becky's purse. So good.
Awesome. It is just beautiful. I don't
How
know.
do you know about it?
I was there.
She
Not
was
for the
there.
jizz part, but
She knew all about it.
I was there 3 of the
around.
nights.
Yeah, I was there when
You
it
want me to
was
make you one, buddy?
gifted.
Be a Christmas
Sure.
present?
I think growing up as a guy, like I feel sorry for any mom who has to deal with a boy, because we are fucking. The only thing is though, I could look at my brothers and be like, that's fucking weird. My brother would tell like everybody at the bus stop, like, yo, don't come over because I'm gonna be jerking it. And I was like, who tells people? Like, I would hide away in in a closet somewhere and be like jerking it. You know, there wasn't nobody knowing.
No shit.
But
Well, I feel like
they
it's
would.
something like everybody does it, and especially when you're a kid, you shouldn't be going around. Like I say, a kid, like a teenager, you shouldn't be going around telling people about it.
Oh
Like,
yeah, dude.
As hey, wait 45 minutes before you come over because that's when I masturbate.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Dudes
then-
are raunchy growing up.
Yeah,
Man.
like just say, hey, come over in an hour. That's it. That's all you need.
Nope.
I just
They
go
wouldn't
in the
give you
bathroom
details.
while they were there and say, I'm going to take a shit.
Yeah.
Just-
With my dick out.
yeah.
Oh, usually
maybe-
at that age, I didn't need a full hour. It was like 5 minutes
Yeah.
tops.
If that, yeah. He was giving it hell.
You're just ready all the time.
And
It's
maybe
just,
like, I could probably, 5 minutes after that, could go again. I'm ready to go.
Hell yeah.
I was probably more like a female growing up than a male though, because I would like get a bath ready. To
Shut
fucking
up.
like,
Set the
Oh,
mood.
no,
I swear to God, I
Did you
kid
put some
you not.
Enya on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, man. It was all about the ambient. I'm still like that. I want everything to smell good. I want the it has to be the timing right and all that. I'm more of a female than anything.
You have very much been a female most of your life.
Yeah.
You're very
She's
masculine.
more of a guy than
but,
I am.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
likes sports. She fucking.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Well, as I've always said, Sarah's dick's bigger than everybody's here.
Yeah.
That's
Indeed.
true.
She told I was
Kristen,
working
whip
at this
it out.
place.
Let's see.
I was working at this place, and she had first time she ever met my boss. She told him to suck her dick because he was like getting on her for something, and told her. I was just like, well, I guess got to put it
you
out
want to
there.
know what it was? Is he wanted to go outside and smoke, and I was going to go with him, but I was eating, and he was rushing me, and I told him to chill out, and then I told him to suck my dick because he was rushing me. I'm eating. Leave
Slow
me
your roll,
alone.
motherfucker.
Yeah.
You're
fucking
more of a man.
Go outside yourself.
So man, you smell like a man too, so that's cool.
Whatever.
But does he
Just-
look like a man?
Yeah.
He
don't
looking
look
like a man. Just because I don't shower doesn't mean I'm a man.
I love showering. It's
Showering's
wonderful.
fantastic.
And it's too much work. Y'all motherfuckers don't have a foot and a half of hair.
It doesn't matter. Y'all motherfuckers are nasty.
Whatever.
Oh, why your balls smell funny? Why don't you shower every day?
It's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah. He
Yeah.
says, yeah.
No, that's
You're not even gonna rip on women for not showering,
dude.
Man, you
I just
shook,
can't
boy.
bring myself. Yeah, I feel so bad because we got to talking about it. Like, my thing is, I think with like disease and stuff, not everything, not all disease and all that shit comes to fruition as like a. Oh no! I said it wrong. Not all disease and everything is correlated to
Right.
your thought process and how you treat people in life, right?
Yeah, sometimes shit
Yeah.
happens.
Sometimes you just fucking get
Yeah,
sick.
sometimes
can't do it.
AIDS just happens.
But I think a lot of that has to do with your mental state, the way that you view the world and treat other people, and your positivity level.
Right.
If you're negative about everything, you're gonna end up going, down.
Yeah.
So it
What
scares
about,
me.
like,
I don't want to talk too
The
much
good
shit
die
about
young
women
and
anymore.
assholes live forever. What about that?
That fuck is not true.
Point, man.
Yeah.
I guess it depends on what kind of asshole you are, though. Because if you're just an asshole that's an asshole and you enjoy it,
Yeah.
and you're happy on the
happy.
inside, then
Yeah.
you're happy. You don't have to
Makes
think.
sense.
Yeah, I don't think it's.
What about those miserable fucks?
I think that they're everything in their life's miserable.
So that's what we call punishment.
Punishment. Like you don't want
It's
this
not
life.
revenge.
I'll take it from
It's
you.
punishment.
I might be one of those miserable fucks. I don't know. A lot of times I'm good. I'm very positive thinking, but there was one person in particular who kind of wronged me in a way. And as someone who, when my mom was still alive, she went into a coma. This girl stole jewelry off of her while
Yeah.
she was in the coma.
Wow, what a cunt.
Trifling
It's one of my
bitch.
sister's friends.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Oh, yeah.
fast
that's a
forward
rough
like
one.
10 years.
Yeah.
I was watching the news, and apparently she popped up on the news, and she was
Yeah.
crying because her husband fell down an elevator shaft and died. And I laughed so hard at her misfortune. I was like, that's what
Yes.
you get.
What's that jewelry gonna do now?
Right. The same day he came over to my house. We'd just been dating like maybe a year or two. And, Mom was just kind of getting to know you, and he told that story. to her.
Yes.
My mom's she's not conservative, but she's more traditional in a lot of ways. And after he left, she was like, does he need to talk to somebody?
Oh, so sweet.
I was sad for her, for the kids, because
Yeah.
she didn't her kids didn't wrong me, but her tears of sadness tasted
yeah.
so
Yeah.
good to me.
Dude, that's
And
Scott
that's-
Tenorman shit.
Yeah.
It was that way though when because she had cancer from the beginning, and then
Right.
she got rid of it for like a couple months and stuff. So I was kind of in a clear zone to tell her like, yo, I think it's because of the way she treated everybody and her attitude towards life and just in general her essence,
Hang on, wait.
And then it came back and she died, and I was fucking
I'd like to
sad.
go back to the elevator shaft. Do you know how he fell down it? Like, how stupid do you have to be?
Oh, well,
That's what I
How
want
do
to
you
know.
get in an elevator shaft?
Okay, so it was when U of L was building those new dorms.
Yeah.
And basically, there was an elevator shaft, and one of them, he was working on it while they were constructing them, and he
shit.
fell down it.
Damn it, dude.
Damn, just like that.
Nope.
That is
I
crazy.
picture
shit.
it like Palpatine getting tossed into the reactor or whatever. He's just kind of weirdly moving.
Little bolts of electricity shooting out his arms.
Oh, goodness. All that stuff totally does impact health and wellness. And if you're just a shitty fucking person,
It's
it
gonna
happens.
it's gonna come out
And-
that way.
I think, I don't know what it would be considered, but I don't know what to call it. I don't want to call it karma because we've had that conversation of how that's like in another life.
Instant karma.
Yeah, it is instant
It's gonna get
karma.
you.
Yeah,
Yes.
it happens because
I think it
you can
truly
only
is.
be so fucking shitty. I also think it depends on like your soul, essentially. Like because I've been a terrible person before, but I'm not a horrible person.
Yeah.
So-
You've done shitty things, but you're not shitty.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it was like a bad time, and really, at my core, I'm not bad.
Right. Well, that's
So,
why I told you,
horrible
like,
shit.
usually, you're,
So-
It's like you just had a bad 3 years.
Yeah.
So, a bad 3 or 4 years. But the rest of the time, you're a good person.
Yeah.
yeah. And that's why I told you how you view the world is different. Like me, I'm so fucking like just in turmoil all the time because I'm like this or that, and I'm worried about everything else. And her, she's like, fuck it, That's another thing. Like you're not a terrible person, and you don't give yourself too much shit. You're just like, well, roll with the punches, go on. You
Right.
know what I mean? I guess you got to be that way because life is struggle.
It's just a big old question mark. You
Yeah.
never fucking know what's gonna happen. You just gotta. You do roll with the punches. That's what it is.
But after I was in
That
a
shit's
moment
gonna-
where it's like, well, it's probably her attitude on life. And then she
Yeah.
got it back and went down quick, dude. And I was just like, I felt like a piece of shit. I was like, what a fucking
Yeah.
dick sucker, dude.
No,
But, no, it went
Well,
well.
I don't know. I think stuff like that, you have to, it's how you feel, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter that she's dead. you
Right.
can still feel that way. Like
Oh, I
it
do.
sucks
Deep
to
down.
hate somebody and know that something so terrible has happened, but it's also okay. You're allowed to have those feelings.
I feel like if I hate somebody, I don't give a fuck what happens to them.
Yeah.
I know,
wish
that's a
ill
terrible
on
way
them.
to be, though.
No.
Yeah.
And see, that's a bad way to be.
That's a bad
Don't
way
wish
to be,
ill
man.
on people. You shouldn't
Whatever.
do
He
that.
wishes
Fuck
ill
'em.
on me.
Yeah.
I feel
All
like
the
Kristen's
time.
laid back. I feel like you're a laid back person.
I am. I have my moments, and I mean, you've seen
Yeah.
my moments. So, yeah.
It's fun.
I get way more stressed out than Sarah. Like, I always assume that when I go to the doctor, my fucking blood pressure is going to be through the roof.
Yeah.
I think all that crosstalk in my head, I think, is why I think, like, oh, I'm going to fucking die of a heart attack because it's all the time talking. But I go there, dude, and it's fucking like 120 over 60. Like, it's perfect
Yeah.
fucking blood pressure. I'm like, how?
How?
How does this happen? I drink 10 Monsters a day. Like, how the fuck is this not going well
You
for
should
me?
check it at the end of the day. I bet it's not good.
Yeah, but I can see Kristen. I want to see you mad though. Like you seem like a very laid back, cool person.
Piss her off, man.
I know I'm gonna have to do some
Come on,
fucked up
punch
shit.
If you punched her, she was just like, "Why would you do that to me?
I do.
Did that make you feel better?"
Do you have specific things that make you mad?
Not really. Like I
Talk into the mic, dumbass.
Oh.
Son of a bitch. I don't. Do
I'm
I
trying.
have things that make me?
I don't really notice anything. I mean, the thing that's really cool is like about us is that I have all like the nervousness and I'm stressed out about stuff, and she's just like, "It's gonna be okay."
God, we're the
everything's
same
gonna be-"
couple.
Yeah, I swear to God.
Where it's gonna be fine. There's no big deal. I mean,
It's crazy.
you're gonna be fine. But she rarely gets stressed out about anything. If she does get upset, it's usually
I'm usually crying more than I'm yelling.
yes, it's the
and
depression.
I'm
It's
sad
like when
before.
her
Me too,
her depression hits, like, and she. I
Yeah.
mean, you can describe it to her. Like, I don't have
No,
to
it's
tell
like
it for
you can't get out of bed and you don't want to deal with anything.
So you're emotionally in the dumps, not mad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a question about depression because there's moments, and you ask Sarah, like, I've had them since I've been a kid, where for 3 or 4 days, like I'm so far down that I'm like, I don't know how to explain it other than dark. Like I'm so
Yeah.
fucking just like, dude, everything, nothing could go right. I don't know how to explain it. I can feel it. Like
Yeah.
it's like a cloud just over me. Like I feel like a fucking piece of shit. Like I'll talk down to myself and all that, and like it takes me like 3 or 4 days
Yeah.
to get out of it.
Yeah.
But it happens like once or twice a month.
Yeah.
Once a month.
I don't know if mine's not very consistent. It kind of depends on the day, and one little thing could go wrong, and like I'm in bed for the rest of the day. And
Yeah.
just thinking about worse things, and then I'll like recently I went on. I was depressed, and I went on YouTube, and I was like, let me look at soldiers coming home from the war
Oh,
just so
no.
I can cry.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it feels like a release. And
Yes,
so after
absolutely.
that, I can get out of bed and just go on with the day.
And that's a good way to do it. Like,
Yeah.
that's
Like
a good
milking a
tactic.
cow.
Yeah, man. Guess you just have to get out that
Hell
emotion.
yeah.
Do it. Just
Yeah.
get it out.
In those moments, so like if I write in those moments and stuff, I find that I have some weird shit that comes out on the page, but you just gotta let it go. Like,
Yeah, you have to.
That's-
Well, everybody has that thing that works for them differently. So, like, crying for us apparently works very well.
I
And
actually like that you've been basically what you had me listen to. Like it seems like you're trying to get through that whole thing with the church and everything you're
Yeah.
putting into your art just to sort of let
Bitch
go of it.
church.
Yeah.
yeah.
And I really like that you're doing that. That's a good that's a good output for it.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's
Most definitely.
anything like that. I think that if you work through it with art or writing or music or however you do it, I think it's a good way to do it.
Kickboxing.
But, yeah. And I used to do it with working out. I think that that's a big one too. Like the working out used to be good for that. I could just go throw them on and fucking and do it, but I can't do what I used to be able to do. And then the wreck happened. I really can't. So it's that's frustrating when you got all this
You
built
remove
up.
the thing that works for you.
Yeah, that leveled it all
Yeah.
out. But no, I was just wondering about that.
Yeah.
I just want to know.
And I think just like a lot of times it'll be while he's at work, and so when he comes home, we'll talk about it and like vocalizing some of the things I'm upset about. Like I can see how ridiculous it is, or he can.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I swear, dude. I look at her every time. I'm like, and I'll say stuff that doesn't even have a point. I'll just keep going, and as I'm talking, I tell her, I'm like, it doesn't make no sense to me. I'm like, I don't get it. The most ridiculous shit. I was like, why is this doing this to me? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she's just like, it's all good. And I was fucking going about my day. But that's the weird thing, that when I vocalize it, it sounds real in my head when I have it quiet.
Yeah.
But when I vocalize and hear it, I'm like, oh, fuck, that sounds so stupid, man. I think that's when I work it out, too, is when I vocalize it.
Yeah.
Because I'll be quiet for hours.
It's like it exists in a vacuum, and it makes sense to you. It's like whenever kids think they can fly and like they can see through walls and shit.
Hell
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, it makes sense until you try to do it around somebody that knows you can't.
Yes.
You fucking idiot.
Yeah.
It's all make believe.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, and everything makes sense up here until you say it out loud. I've had stuff like that where I'm just like, yeah, like this is so fucking true, and then say it and it's like, how'd I even get to that conclusion?
I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
That Alan Watts was saying that it's great for a man to think. And when I say man, I mean mankind, to think. Thought is the greatest tool that man was given. But it's if you get lost in that thought, or if that's all you do is think, that you can get lost in it, it could be your downfall. And I think that's my downfall, is I'll get to thinking, even with projects that I want to do, they never become real because I talk myself out of it. In my head, I should just vocalize it and do it and move before I let myself think.
I'm the same way with a lot of stuff. Like a lot of times I'll start trying to write something like, oh, this is okay, this is good. And then about like 5 paragraphs in, I'm like, this is starting to sound like shit.
Yeah.
This is garbage. What am I doing? I hate this so much. And then I just throw it away.
I want to know what that is.
It's lack of self-esteem, or...
No, I think that's just a lack of naturally getting it out perfect.
You think
So
everybody
you have
does
to
it?
just hunker down and then rewrite it. And then you'll be fine.
Actually, sending you the stuff, sending both of you all the stuff that I actually wrote, because I haven't recorded since I've been like 20 or 19. Whenever I started doing drugs, like I haven't recorded anything. That was weird for me. Like, but I was like, if I don't do it, I'll fucking, regret it or whatever. I won't go nowhere with it. So I put it out there, and that was the weirdest feeling. I felt like a piece of shit for doing it. I was like, because I'm so used to beating myself up. You know what I mean?
It's fine, man. It's good to get feedback
Yeah.
and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
That
Especially
honest feedback.
It's unbiased feedback, because you really need to hear someone who's not as invested in it as you are.
Right. Yeah.
Because I think everything I do fucking sounds.
Fuck
I
that
thought it
weak
sounded
ass beat
amazing.
with your corny hillbilly
I
rhymes.
But I think though, like you said, one of you said that you just have to push through that. I wonder if everybody has that, where you beat yourself up 5 paragraphs in.
Yeah.
You just gotta fucking throw it out there, because if you don't, like, it'll never become real.
I'm
It'll
fairly
be
certain that was him that said
Yeah.
that.
That's where the whole thing of it being a creative type, it's difficult. Because everybody tends to picture like you're just sitting there, you're struck with this perfect idea, you write it down as if handed from the gods, and then you go on about your day.
yeah.
You got to put hours into it. It sucks.
Yeah.
And sometimes you got to recycle shit too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
You know what? I'm very glad that we're coming to a period where we're so automated, and you can just speak with, which I wouldn't have what's the thing that you put in the house? Fucking
What?
play my music. What?
The Alexa?
Wrestling
or-
theme.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was like, I have no fucking clue
Alexa
what
listens
that
to
is.
you, by the way. It's creepy.
Yeah.
I
that's
wish
why I
there
don't have that
wasn't.
bitch.
Yeah, they
And
do.
records you whenever you say, Alexa, do
Yeah.
this. Yeah, I went back and listened to some of the recordings. I was like, this is fucking crazy.
Yeah, they do, and they're allowed to. In the terms and agreement, they're allowed to. Like, the government can get into that and listen. Like Snowden brought that out. That's a huge thing. Anytime that you're talking, if you notice when you go on like Facebook or you go to Amazon, something you had just talked about an hour ago will pop up in the search, the
Do you
quick
think
search.
maybe that's affecting the fabric of reality? Because if you commit things to recordings, it solidifies, and then bam, there it is.
I
Instead
don't
of
know,
the thoughts
man.
in your head that kind of go,
Yes.
just,
we're
sure.
we're in a weird time, but I like it because I'm that type of guy that I'll have all these ideals and shit, right? But just going through the motion of getting my phone out and doing it or writing it down or something, in those moments, I'm like, fuck that, it's stupid, whatever. But if I could just vocalize it, and then somewhere on a computer that the words just pop up, or on the phone it just pops up, like, and does it before I have time to think about how terrible it is. I like that. And we're headed in a place where everything's automated, like your lights, your power, all that.
Right.
You can command a computer with your voice. And it's a beautiful time, man.
Yeah,
Beautiful
it's
time.
wonderful.
For people who fucking talk shit to themselves.
Computer, bring up the weird shit.
Yes, give me that weird shit.
Yeah.
Which weird shit?
The good weird shit.
I think you should still just do it anyway. Even
Yeah.
if you don't fucking like it, it doesn't matter. Write it down. Because you don't like anything that you do.
Yeah.
No, and I think about Hobo Johnson, how fucking weird that music
With
is.
this guy again.
Dude.
Shut up.
You have to see him live, then you'll understand. That dude was fucking awesome. But who would have ever thought that would have made it big?
Right.
Nobody, because it was like spoken word / rap / who the fuck knows,
/ anxious yelling.
anxious yelling. Yeah.
It's poetry and anxious yelling.
Yeah, and it fucking did it. But that's the thing I was asking about, like, as far as like getting famous at a certain age or whatever. Like, what age do you look at yourself like, stop posting stuff or writing or whatever? Like, is there an age for
I
that?
don't think you should ever do it.
You should
Yeah.
never stop.
But all right, now
Unless
what if
you
that
suck.
drives you into like a state of being like where you don't have? That's what I told her. I'm so scared of not having the 401k and everything lined up for my old age. You think about that, like, what if you don't make it
There's
another
always
year or two?
suicide.
There is always suicide.
There's always Giant Asteroid 2020.
Yeah, that too.
That's right.
You think about it. I mean, would
And it's
they?
got dinosaurs on it.
I don't think your
Awesome.
government.
Comes around.
Right?
I don't think your government would tell you if you're about to get annihilated with
No.
anything. Maybe that's why they don't give a shit about nothing. Why? Maybe that's why the elites just are running amok and they don't care about global warming
Because it's all
they
going
know.
down.
Yeah. That's
There's
why
no
they're
way to stop it.
Because then
Yeah.
if you tell the people you got a populace full of rapist murderers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're gonna. That's why
Which
they're
would be a
fucking
good
little
TV
kids
show.
and
Yeah.
all that shit. They're like, fuck it, dude, and they like know the true essence of life. They know there's no God and all that shit. They're like, we're gonna. Speaking of no God,
All right.
We're past
what
that
religion
one.
are you on?
No.
I would say
agnostic.
agnostic, maybe.
Is it agnostic? Because I know you have a church. Do you all go to that church?
No.
No.
Oh, okay, cool.
We just chose that because they're good people
Awesome.
and they don't really specify in a denomination. I mean,
Yeah.
they're accepting of all people. That's kind of why.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So if they're not non-denominational, could you say
Yeah.
that's the thing?
Do you
Yeah.
remember that dressing room? There was a Quran. There was
Yeah.
there was like
Right.
there was a Torah. There was the Bible.
Well, then what are they like when they preach? What are they?
They probably just talk
They just
about
kinda
general
pull from all of
spirituality.
them?
Yeah.
Okay. So I've
Being
wondered that. Like I've
kind.
seen like non-denominational church shit. It's like, well, are you kind of basing it in Jesus, or is it based in Buddhism? You know, it's like, what are they doing?
I think they're
I don't
taking a
know.
little bit of everything. I'm sure they still have some Christian roots.
Yeah.
I mean, because basically Thomas Jefferson was the one who was very big into the Unitarian Church.
Gotcha.
So I mean, yeah, it's based in Christianity, but it's just accepting of everybody's beliefs.
Yeah. And that's
Which-
not. Well, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, like, I actually would say if you are interested in wanting to go to a church like Adam, that would probably be the best one for you.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's
they're-
what I told her. That
I mean,
Yeah.
those people don't care that, like, because I've heard on the podcast, they don't care that you cuss or do anything
Right.
like that.
They were
There's, like-
sweethearts, and they did have an ass load of cool books to look through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
They're
what I
really nice
asked her.
people.
Was wondering which one y'all went to, because I just want somewhere that I can be spiritual with my God. I don't have to fucking go
Right.
through somebody.
that would probably be the
You
best
can
place.
legit
Yeah.
be who you
I
are.
could just be me and fucking, because
Yep.
I don't view God.
I
You know,
forgot that
white
place
beard.
was a church.
Yeah.
Yeah, place is awesome.
All right.
That
Engel
place
was
is
loving the
awesome.
Quran that night.
Is it time to eat?
I think it is.
Oh shit! It's time to eat.
Oh, I thought this was going to be the marathon episode.
We can
if
fucking
I didn't have to
24
work
hours?
tomorrow, yeah.
that's true.
All right. Well, that was episode 35
Yeah.
of Wildly Uninteresting. Couch, Kristen, Zach, Kristen.
I just want you all
Couch,
to know
Kristen.
that my dad's a good cook.
He's a very good
I just
cook.
need you to know
Oh,
that
Damn,
fuck
before we
him.
get off the
Cook.
air.
Fuck him. No. But no, we appreciate y'all coming on the show. Hopefully we can do it again.
Yeah.
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 Next time we will have the mic situation fucking figured out and together. I think it did well.
Fine. Yeah, this is good.
So we'll see how it goes. Thank you for listening. Subscribe, like, do whatever. Put your shirt size in the comments. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Ba-da-bop-a-doop,
Bobbity bop,
boop,
skip,
boop,
skip,
boop,
skip, skip,
boop, wildly uninteresting.
Couch's favorite rapper is Lil Nas X.
No.